Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about something that might just make you raise an eyebrow. Being delusional as an act of faith. Now before you think I lost my mind, hear me out. I know the word delusional, it gets thrown around like it's a bad thing, but let me tell you, sometimes a little bit of what the world might call delusional is exactly what we need to step into the promises of God. It's about seeing what isn't there yet, believing in the things the world might call crazy, and having a kind of faith that can change your life. Now, let me take you back to a good old Bible story that shows exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all know Abraham, right? Our father of faith. Well, Abraham's story is a perfect example of what some might call delusional faith. God told Abraham he'd be the father of many nations, but the man was nearly 100 years old, and his wife Sarah, she wasn't much younger. You know, if there were folks around them who heard this, they probably thought Abraham had lost it. Imagine a couple in their 90s saying they're going to have a baby, but Abraham wasn't listening to what people had to say. He was too busy listening to God. So there's an Abraham walking around with this promise, saying things like, I'm going to have more descendants than the stars in the sky, and probably dreaming about little ones running around. And it wasn't just a week or two. Abraham waited years before that promise was even fulfilled. Years of what the world would call delusional faith. But he just kept on believing. And what happened? God fulfilled that promise, and Abraham's faith changed the course of history. It is time for your faith to change the course of your history. You need to get more delusional. See, sometimes we got to have the same kind of delusional faith that says, I don't care what my situation looks like. I know what God promised me. And y'all, I'll be the first to admit, it's not always easy. Sometimes you feel like you're walking around with a promise that everyone thinks is just too big or just plain impossible. Maybe for you it's like believing for that dream job even when you're looking at the bills on the table, or holding on to the dream of good health even when the doctor's reports aren't looking good. Or maybe, just like Abraham, you're waiting on the right person to come into your life when the world says you're too old or it's too late. But y'all, don't let those voices talk you out of what God has already talked you into. That's where delusional faith comes in. Now, being from the South, I know we've got some phrases that fit this perfectly. God don't play around, and it ain't over till God says it's over. Sometimes folks may say, and y'all know this is one of my favorites, oh, bless her heart, she's just dreaming. But honey, let them say what they're going to say, because there's power in those dreams. You're dreaming with faith. Faith calls those things that aren't as though they were. When you start to believe beyond your current reality, it begins to change things. Suddenly, you're walking with a confidence people don't understand. You're making choices like the promises has already happened. You're praying like it's already yours, and you're thanking God for it before it even shows up. That's what we call faith that moves mountains. Woo! So, if anyone's ever called you delusional for holding on to a promise or a dream, consider it a compliment. Why, thank you. In the Bible, Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Sometimes you got to be a little delusional to see that vision before it becomes real. Abraham did, and it changed his life and generations to come. And I'm here to remind y'all, don't let anyone talk you out of your promise. Rather it's a dream for a family, a career, a business, or just a peaceful life. Remember, God's timing is perfect. Keep holding on. Keep praying. Keep that faith that might look a little wild to the world. Because, honey, that's the kind of faith God can work with. All right, y'all. If this inspired you, hit that like button, share it with someone who might need a reminder, and make sure you're subscribed for more. Until next time, keep that delusional faith strong and walking proud. I'm right there with you.